So this is if you want to assign a digital lesson or a virtual lab or even the textbook section, like a lesson from a unit, you can do all of that from the digital resource pages here. So I'm going to go to the first unit and I'm going to click the scientific knowledge. When you are over here and you click on this over here, it opens up all the resources on the right side of the page for that unit. Now I can click here to see the digital lesson, but I can't assign it from over here. I have to come over to the right side and go down to the lesson student resources. It's a student resource because it's a resource the students are going to use. Then I'll click on assign for the student digital lesson. Schedule just puts it on the schedule on your dashboard on that opening page. If you really want to do that, I think you pretty much have to come back here and click that and set it up. So I'm just going to click A for assign down here. So you just click the box for assign and then click A for assign, and it takes you out to this add assignment page. And you can see it's already added here for us. So it says lesson 2 scientific knowledge. It's already there, and you can title it digital lesson scientific knowledge. You can give them instructions like answer questions on the screen and in your packet. We generally give them some questions to write down so they can take notes on a piece of paper that they could add to their folder and they could go back and reference. And then there's also going to be questions on the screen. And then see where it says select a resource type. You only put that if you want to add something else, like maybe there's a URL you want to send them out to, whatever it is. You don't need to do anything there because your resource is already attached right here for you. Then you're going to fill in this information. So I'm going to go ahead and push it out to all the 7th graders. And I am pushing out science. I have not created a group. You can create groups within classes the same way you create classes. I'm not really sure if there's any difference between a class and a group, except for how your data shows up if you look at data reports. So I'm going to go ahead and add all of them. And then this way, every single 7th grade student will get this. I can add today's date is the available date. If I want to change that because I don't want it available till tomorrow, I can change that. I can also change the due date and say like it's due Friday. I can add a time here. If I want to add a time, I'm going to schedule a start and finish time there. I'm just going to say anytime, and then I'm going to save it. And it does come up with a pop-up window asking you, do you really want to create this assignment? If there's an error, this will say something about an error. And now you can see right here, digital lesson scientific knowledge. No one has started it. I can make a copy of this for another class. So say I assign this only to my section 1 science class. I could make a copy of this and assign it to them. When I go to view progress, here, I've got one in here. I wanted you to see what this is like. So I went in as a student and actually did a lesson. When you go to view progress, I only did one. So most of these say not started. So now I gotta find, scrolling on this is so fast. Sorry, I'm looking for Lauren Eisenman. Okay, here she is. So you can see she is completed. It says right here, completed. And no one else has, just because I went in and did that. Now, you can't tell how well she completed it. We don't know, did she complete it, but she just kind of clicked through it all, and she didn't spend any time on it at all. Maybe she got them all wrong. We have no idea how she did on this. And you would think you could click here to see it, but all it does is pop up the lesson in case you're like, what was that digital lesson about? You can obviously see it here, but you can't see anything that she did in it. Not very helpful. So if you want to see what's just for formative assessment reasons, if you do want to see how she did, I can give you some tips for that. So check out the video on receiving student feedback for a digital lesson or a virtual lab. And it'll show you how there's a workaround in that video. It's not real simple. However, there is a workaround to that. You can export this information. So once you get it, you can export it so that you can see which students completed it and which ones didn't. You don't have to sit here and check them all off. And when you go back to your dashboard, in the assignment spot, you can see how this assignment has been started.